And action! Hi everyone, I'm Luna. Welcome to Luna's Paranormal Adventures. Right now it is Monday. Actually, it's technically Tuesday now. It's 1 a.m. Tuesday morning. Monday night, Tuesday morning, whichever you go by. So I just saw a fox, which means I'm blessed for this video. Last time I tried to finish up my intro, I was greeted by some strange noises. I will be doing a video on that. I got lots of footage. So this is just like a little note because some of my content in this first video is gonna be different. Like you're gonna see less piercings and my makeup may be a little bit different. I tried to wear the same thing because just to keep it all uniform kind of thing. So I'm coming back here tonight. It's a bit colder out, but I'll be able to handle. I am redoing the intro, so the rest of the content later on you're gonna see is from last week. I believe it was a Friday or a Saturday. I'm gonna check for sure to see what day it is. I do say what time it is, but I ended up getting an order. I do delivery driving, and I got an order that I had to go to, and then the whole week's just been so busy. So here I am finishing up my intro. I am going to be doing a part 2 because as I was filming last week to do my first intro, which I thought was just going to be one video, I ended up remembering a few other personal ghost stories that I wanted to talk about because one of them is ongoing at the moment, and I do have plans to oh my gosh. I do have plans for the future for that one. So I'm going to be wrapping up part 1 and then moving on to part 2. Oh, it's a fox. I'm seeing a fox. So right now it's 10:45 p.m. I'm at this park near where I live. Actually, somebody died in the river. There's like a river right over here that someone died in. It was a boy. I think he was a little kid, but he could have been a teenager. I think he was a teenager. And my street puts up Christmas lights every year to kind of like remember him or like honor him kind of thing. I don't know if it's haunted. I've never heard that it's haunted. I just know that somebody died in this river. So I don't know. I think it would be a cool filming location. So as an introduction to the series, I just want to explain what I want to do with this and what my ideas are, because I want to explore the paranormal, not just ghosts, but like cryptids, UFOs, aliens, that kind of thing. It's kind of like a ghost review, I guess. So I'd love to be able to get into some haunted places and do some filming and give my honest experience. Like, this is all totally real, like no hidden cameras, no hidden smoke and mirrors, no like hidden strings. Like, this is all just going to be completely real. Like, everything's for real. I don't have any ghost hunting equipment. I don't know what they do. I don't know the scientific purpose of them. I'm gonna be honest, like, I'm not an expert in any way, so this is all from a non-expert, non-pro point of view that I'm gonna be doing this. So I want to do a little bit of backstory about myself as well, and just kind of give my resume in terms of the paranormal experiences I've had, just so that you guys know. I'm kind of gonna like dissect them as well, just to give my honest opinion on them. Like, that's kind of how I'm going to be doing my videos as well. Like, that's kind of the formula. Some of these I do have some questions about. Like, I'll ask myself, like, is this really real? Like, I'll try and narrow down on every single little thing that it could be. But this is just, again, from a non-expert point of view. You know, I have what's in my head, like what makes sense to me, but like, I'm not a scientist or anything, so you'll see. I'll explain some of my stories. So the earliest paranormal experience I've had that I can remember took place in my childhood home in Victoria, BC, which is where I was born and raised as a kid. This was in the living room. My mom was at work, my dad had gone to bed. My dad and brother slept in the upstairs bedroom and I slept downstairs It was supposed to be like a dining room, but we just used it as a bedroom for me. So this was after my dad had went to bed and my brother was in bed already. Even as a kid, I'd stay up all night. Like, I'd be awake in bed, like reading books. If I could get my video games in there, I'd be playing my video games. And if not, then I'd just be staring at the ceiling. Like, even as a kid, I was this little nocturnal animal, like a little cryptid kid, like, I don't know. I was just always up all night. That's just how I am. That's how I am now. It's always how I've always been. So I was up, just staring at my ceiling, just, you know, hanging out in bed, trying to get to sleep. When I heard someone in the living room, it sounded like they picked up the phone and like started dialing on the number pad, like beep, 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 beep. I could hear like the number crunching, like beep, 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 beep. And then they were just like, hello, hello. And I was like, what is this? Like, I waited a few times. I thought it was my dad at first. I waited them to do this for a few times. Oh, the one way over there? Weird. Okay, where was I? So I've waited for the crunching and the hello, hello. Like, I waited through that for a couple times. I was like, is that my dad? Like, who is that? Like, what's going on? So I scream for my dad. I'm like, Dad! Like, I'm in bed. I'm like, Dad! So he can hear me because I'm way downstairs. He's way upstairs. I'm like screaming, like, what is this? So he comes downstairs and I hear him come down the stairs. And I was like, Dad, like, I'm hearing the phone in the other room, like in the living room. And he's like, well, like, I just went to bed, like, no one's here, no one's home, like, he checked it out, there wasn't anybody. And I was just like, oh my god, like, what was it? Like, I still don't know. So the thing is, I've had a lot of weird stuff happen in that house. I don't know if it was haunted or if it was just me having a crazy childhood imagination. Like, I would see, like, other stuff. It's kind of hard to explain, but like, I'd see like little tiny bugs on my wall. I don't know if it was like just me being a kid. My brother would see some stuff in that house too. He'd see eyes through binoculars. I'm pretty sure he saw some other stuff too. He doesn't really talk about it. So I don't know if the house was haunted or if I was just, you know, childhood imagination taking the best of me. When we moved to Ontario, I didn't have as many experiences in my house. I'm not sure if it's just because I was a bit older by the time we moved to Ontario. I think I was 10 at the time. You know, I really couldn't tell you, but when I talked to my mom about it, she's like, yeah, there's something up with that house for sure. I'll never be able to tell for sure what was going on there. Okay. The Chinatown in Victoria, BC is the oldest Chinatown in all of Canada. There's an alley in this Chinatown that's very haunted. It has a past history of gambling and I'm pretty sure prostitution rings as well. Fantan Alley is confirmed haunted. When I was a kid going there, we'd go on school trips. I'm pretty sure at that point I knew it was haunted, but I just never really thought about it. But the stores in Fantan Alley would be very, like, lively. Like, they felt alive, I guess. It's kind of hard to explain, but they felt very... It felt like something was watching me. I could feel eyes or like it had a life of its own. As a kid, I felt this. Going back as an adult, knowing it was haunted, I've had a different experience. Me and my little cousin were in one of the stores in Fantan Alley. It was in the front room of the store. There was little bamboo objects, like little bowls or decorations made out of bamboo. In this room, I felt a very, very heavy presence. Like, it felt like the pressure was pushing down on me. It felt like there was something evil watching me that didn't want me to be there. My little cousin seemed fine. She didn't really say anything. I'm not sure if I started feeling this way because I knew that one of these stores were haunted, but at the same time, the store I was in, like, it was that specific one that I was feeling the presence. In all the other stores in Fantan Alley that we visited, I didn't feel anything. Going into it knowing it was haunted, I don't think that affected what I was feeling because all the other stores felt fine. I was just, you know, I knew one of them were going to be haunted. One of them was going to be haunted. And I don't know, I didn't feel anything. And then it was just that one specific store, that one specific room that I felt a presence. I don't know. I didn't see anything. I was very like alert. I was really like, my senses were heightened. I was like what's gonna happen? But nothing happened. I just felt like an energy, like an evil energy. Oh my gosh, I just heard a creepy noise, but I'm pretty sure it was just Canada Goose. Like a Canada Goose. It was creepy though. I didn't know what it was. I was like... The second place I've been to that I knew was haunted going in was the Mackenzie King Estate. This is located, I think it's in Ottawa. If it's not in Ottawa, it's just right across the bridge in Gatineau, or like in that area. This was a haunted walk that my family had taken me on for my birthday. Mackenzie King was a prime minister, a Canadian prime minister. He was also into the occult, just like me. We were brought around his property outside as part of the tour, and there was also a house we got to go into. There was rooms set up with like velvet ropes. We couldn't go over and touch the objects, but we could see there was like a bed, there was a desk, there was like a typewriter, some books set up, kind of like a museum kind of set up. We were all kind of looking at it, and then the tour guide guided everyone outside of the room to a different room, but I kind of stayed back just to observe, like to look at everything. I started hearing the typewriter like I heard it, and I zoomed in, like I used my eyes, I zoomed in to look to see if the keys were moving. They weren't moving, but I heard like type, like I heard the keys clicking. So I started looking around the room. I was like, oh my gosh, like is there a sound system? Like, you know, in some museums they have sound systems set up that, you know, like give you audio that matches the atmosphere, so you're just kind of like immersed in the experience. I was looking for something like that, and I couldn't find any sound systems. So I asked the tour guide, I was like, is there any sound systems in these rooms? Something that would be making this kind of noise, like I heard the typewriter typing. And he's like, no, there's no systems. So I don't know if he was just like saying that because it was a haunted walk tour we were going on, so he was like, I don't know if he was just trying to creep me out, and there actually are like hidden, really well hidden sound systems, but I don't know, maybe I was just hearing things. It sounded pretty real though, like it sounded, I could definitely hear like type. Oh my god, they're up by 7?
Austin by 7.
I hate that. So I'm gonna do my outro now. My outro to my intro. Wrapping it up. I hope to see you guys for part 2, because I do have my best story. I'm gonna be telling it first. I do have a video that goes along with it, and I'm gonna be drawing like some diagrams too, because I want to go into detail about like how I don't think it was physically possible. Like, it's my most paranormal experience I've ever had. So if you did like this video, leave a comment, let me know what's going on. If there's anything I could be doing better, let me know, please. As I said, this is my first ever video that I'm actually really recording of myself, so I hope everything is going good. There he is. He's coming back around. So cute. I'm just gonna turn around. Hey, little guy. Psst, 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 psst. Psst, 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 psst. Psst, 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 psst. Okay, bye.